Aeqidah, what binds. Alhenu, Walhi, Abutinu, Zakrunu, Bezkrun, Thub, Lepnik, Wabqatnu, Babqatat, Yishwah, Worchmim, Mashmi, Shemi, Qadam, Wazkur, Lanu, Yahweh, Alhenu, Ahbat, Haqdamunim, Abraham, Yitzchak, Wishral, Abdik, At, Habrit, Wat, Hachsad, Wat, Hashbuah, Shun Shabbat, Labraham, Abinu, Bahar, Hamuriyah, Wat, Hakda, Shakad, At, Yitzchak, Benu, Al-Gabi, Hamzabach, Ketub, Baturatak. And before we get into the Genesis 22, 1 to 19, we remember that the details of the sacrifice make more sense if it was the teenage son, right? If Ishmael was 14, why would you ask the toddler to interpret your dream and take him on a hunting trip rather than your oldest son, which in this tradition was a legitimate son, because, he took Hagar to wife, The divinity of our dwelling and the divinity of our forefathers. Remember us with favorable mention before you, and recall us with the recollection of salvation and mercy from the primeval loftiest heavens. Remember on our behalf, God as verb and noun, our God, the love of the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Your servants, the covenant, the kindness, and the oath that you swore to our father Abraham at Mount Moriah, and the faith when he bound his son Isaac upon the altar, as it is written in your Torah. One of the things they do to change the story is, it seems that, all of a sudden the mother is carrying the teenage son. That doesn't make any sense either. Maybe the mother was wandering back and forth worrying, but, in Western Arabia where they were left. And the word that this is named after, right, the Aeqidah, is the faith credo. Wihi Acher Hedbrim Helh Wa Alhim Nasah at Abraham. We Amr Aliu Abraham. We Amr Hani. We Amr Qech Na at Bunk at Yitchudak Asher Achbet at Yitchuk Wolk Luk Al Arts Hamriyah Wa Alhu Shem Lala Al Achid Hehrim Asher Amr Alik Wishkam Abraham Bamkur Wichbush at Chimru, Wikach at Shani, Naryu at 2, Wat Yitchuk, Banu, Weepta, Atsi, Al Wikam, Wilak, Al Humkum, Asher, Amr, Lu, Halhim, Pum, Hashlishi, Wisha, Abraham, at Ainu, Wira, at Humkum, Murchak, We Amr, Abraham, Al Naryu, Shabu, Lakam, Paham, Hachmur, Wani, Wahnar, Milka, Ad, Ka, Wan Shitchwa, Wan Shuba, Alikam, Wikach, Abraham, at Atsi, Halah, Wisham, Al Yitzchuk, Banu, Wikach, Bidu, at Hash, Wat Hum Aklet, Wilku, Shaniham, Yitzdu, We Amr, Yitzchuk, Al Abraham, Abu, We Amr, Abi, We Amr, Hani, Bani, We Amr, Hana, Hash, Wahatyam, We Hasha, Lala, We Amr, Abraham, Alhim, Yura, Lu, Hasha, Lala, Bani, We Laku, Shaniham, Yitzdu, We Bow, Al Humkum, Asher, Amr, Lu Halhim, We Kunsham, Abraham, at Hamzibach, We Ark, at Hatsim, We Akkad, at Yitzchuk, Banu, Wisham, Atu, Al Hamzibach, Al Latsim, Wishlich, Abraham, at Yedu, Wikach, at Ham Aklat, Lashchat, at Banu, Wikra, Aliu, Malak, Yahweh, Man, Hashmim, We Amr, Abraham, We Amr, Hani, We Amr, Al Teshlich, Yedek, Al Hanar, Wal Tash, Lu Maumah, Ki Ata, Yadati, Ki Yura, Alhim, Ata, Wallah, Hashbat, at Bunk, at Yitchidak, Mamni, Wisha, Abraham, at Ainu, Wira, Wahna, Il, Acher, Natchez, Baspuk, Bakranu, Wiluk, Abraham, Wikach, at Hail, We Alhu, Lala, Tachet, Banu, Wikra, Abraham, Shem, Hamkum, Hehwa, Yahwa, Yirah, Asher, Yamar, Yum, Bahar, Yahweh, Yerah, Wikra, Malak, Yahweh al Abraham, Shanit man Hashmim, we Amr bi Nashbati nam Yahweh ki yan, Asher Rashid at Hedber Hazah, Wallah Chishkut at Bunk at Yechudak ki Berk Abrakak Wahrabah Urba at Srak Kekubi Hashmim Wakchul Asher al Shippat Him Wirash Srak at Shar Abu Watabraku Bazrak Kul Gwiya Hearts Aqab Asher Shemat Buckley Wishub Abraham al Naryu Wikmu Wilku Yachdu al Bar Shab'a Wishub Abraham Bar Shab'a. And it happened after these things that the divinity tested Abraham and said to him, Abraham, and he replied, Here I am. And he said, Please take your son, your only one whom you love. Well, see, that proves that Isaac wasn't around yet, because the Bible clearly states that Isaac was born a good 14 years after Ishmael. And get yourself to the land of Moriah and bring him up there as an offering upon one of the mountains, which I shall indicate to you. So Abraham awoke early in the morning, and he saddled his donkey, and he took his 2 men with him, and Isaac his son. He split his wood for the offering, and rose and went toward the place which divinity had indicated to him. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and perceived the place from afar, and Abraham said to his young man, Stay here by yourself with the donkey, while I and the lad will go yonder. We will prostrate ourselves, and we will return to you. Indicating, when you pray, prostration is part of it, right? All these figures in the Bible prostrate. And Abraham took the wood for the offering and placed it on Isaac, his son. He took in his hand the fire and the knife, and the 2 of them went together. Then Isaac spoke to Abraham with his father and said, Father? And he said, Here I am, my son. And he said, Here are the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the offering? And Abraham said, God will seek out for himself the lamb for the offering, my son. And the 2 of them went together. They arrived at the place which God indicated to him. Abraham built the altar there and arranged the wood and bound Isaac, his son, and he placed him on the altar atop the wood. Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. And an angel of God, as a verb noun, called to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Do not stretch out your hand against the lad, nor do anything to him, for now I know that you are a God-fearing man, since you have not withheld your son, your only one, from me. And Abraham looked up and saw and beheld a ram, and it had been caught in the thicket by horns. So Abraham went and took the ram and brought it as an offering instead of his son. And Abraham named the site God is a verb and noun. Is feared? What does the Yura mean? As it is said on the day the mountain, God is a verb and noun, is seen. Oh, on the mountain. The angel of God is a verb and noun, called to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, by myself I swear, declared God is a verb and noun. And since you have done this thing, and have not withheld your son, your only one, I shall surely bless you and greatly increase your offspring like the stars of the heavens, and like the sands of the seashore, and your offspring shall inherit the gate of its enemy, and all the nations of the earth shall bless themselves by your offspring, because you have listened to my voice. Abraham returned to his young men, and they rose and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham stayed at Beersheba. And if we look at it genetically, the Jews are at least 90% completely non-Semitic. 95 is probably the better estimate if you look at some of the more conclusive and otherwise statements. The Ashkenazi and the Sephardic, for example, are not Semitic peoples. Prior to historical Judaism, you had a group from make its way towards the Afghanistan, Pakistan area, and that's where you get the highest concentration of Jews that have Semitic ancestry. And the Quran has a different approach to this. It doesn't say that God said the dream. God sends the angels say, hey, don't do this, right? So that's one of the differences. In Bill Moyer's Genesis program, you could tell the Sufi wanted to bring up the difference the Quran says, but it's like, well, we're only talking about commenting on the Bible directly, so we can't. Well, if you're commenting on the Bible with philosophy, certainly you can comment and say, well, there's a different version of this than, your accepted Bible, right? And what follows is not included on Saturdays. Well, the Sabbath is Friday night till sunset on, well, by night, I mean sunset Friday to sunset Saturday. Rabunu shul aulam, Yahi Ratsun Malpanik, Yahweh Alhinu, Walhi Abutinu, Shutzakr, Lanu Barit, Abutinu, Kamu, Shekbush, Abraham, Abinu at Rachmu, Mabun, Yitchidu, Kirtsa, Lashuth, Autu, Kadi, Lashut, Ratsunak, Kun, Yikbashu, Rachmik, at Kasak, Malinu, Winglu, Rachmik, Al Madutik, Wat Kunts, at Nu, Labnim, Mashurat, Dinak, Wat Tunhug, Amnu, Yahweh, Alhainu, Bumdut, Hatchsud, Wabmudat, Herchmim, Wabthubak, Hagdul, Yashub, Cherun, Apak, Mamuk, Wamagyurk, Wamartsak, Wamnutlatuk, Wakyam, Lanu Yahweh, Alhinu, at Hedber, Shahbutchutnu, Al Yedi, Masha, Abduk, Hamor Wuzkurti at Briti Yaequb Waf at Briti Yitzchak Waf at Briti Abraham Azkur Hartz Azkur. Now, one of the things I would say also before getting into the translation of this is the idea, it's like, well, why would God send an angel to tell you that that's not the thing if it was what God commanded, right? God's like, well, I've changed my mind. But, that's the biblical story. So most Muslims are going to interpret it the Jewish way. But the Quran does not support that by not doing the thing that was in the dream. And it tells us that not all dreams are from God is the main thing, right? Master of the universe. May it be your will. God is a verb and noun. The deity of our dwelling and the deity of where our ancestors dwelled, that you remember for our sake the covenant of our forefathers, just as Abraham, our forefather, suppressed his mercy for his only son and wished to slaughter him in order to do your will. Well, the only time he only had one son was when it was Ishmael. So may your mercy suppress your anger from upon us, and may your mercy overwhelm your attributes. May you overstep with us the line of your law and deal with us, God is verb and noun, our deity, with the attribute of kindness and attribute of mercy. In your great goodness, may you turn aside the burning of your wrath from your people, your city, your land, and your heritage. Fulfill for us, God is verb and noun, our deity, the word you pledged through Moses, your servant, as it is said, I shall remember my covenant with Yaequb, also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham shall I remember, and the land shall I remember. And so we're relating that to Leviticus chapter 26, verse 42. And the following includes something that's bounced off Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 19. Laulam Yaha Adam Yirah Shemim Kastur Wam Ulwi Wam Uda Al Hamat Waduber Amt Bulbabu Wish Kum We Amr Rabun Kul Haul Lamim La Al Tadkutinu Anshanu Mapilim Tachnunu Lapnik Ki Al Rachmik Herbim Ma Anchanu Ma Chinu Ma Justanu Ma Tzadkotinu Ma Yeshu Atnu Ma Kachnu Ma Gaburatnu Ma Namer Lepnik, Yahweh Elheinu Walhi Abutinu Hala Kol Hagburim Kain Lepnik Wanshi Hashem Kala Hu Wachkamim Kabli Mada Wunbunim Kabli Hashkol Ki Rub Mashiham Tahu Wimi Jiyaham Habol Lepnik Wamutar Hadam Man Habhama Inki Hakol Habol Abol Anchanu Amak Bani Britak Bani Abraham Ahbak Shan Shib'at Lu Bahar Hamuryah Sra Yitzchak Yitz Giddu Shan Aqad Al Gad Gab Ham Zipach Gadat Yaqub Banak Bakurak Shema Habtak Shahbat Al-Tu Wamshimchitak Sheshmachat Bukrat At Shemu Yisrael Wishrun. Always let a person be regarding of the names, privately and publicly, acknowledging truth, speaking the truth within his heart, and arise early and proclaim. Oh, I'm used to the idea of, so yirah is actually fear, so not regard. Early proclaim. Master of all worlds, not in the merit of our righteousness do we cast our supplications before you, but in the merit of your abundant mercy. What are we? What is our life? What is our kindness? What is our righteousness? What is our salvation? What is our strength? What is our might? What can we say before you? God as a verb and noun, our deity, and the deity of where our ancestors dwelled. Are not all the heroes like nothing before you? The famous as if they had never existed, the wise as if devoid of wisdom, and the perceptive as if devoid of intelligence, for most of their deeds are desolate, and the days of their lives are empty before you. The preeminence of man over beast is non-existent, for all is vain. Remember that bull in Belial is actually worse than nothing, right? So, well, because the key is also the burning of the all is the worse than nothing. So it has a different sense of it, right? But we are your people, the members of your covenant, the children of Abraham, well, the spiritual lineage at the least, right? But, also intelligences in line with Abraham. That'd be your beloved, to whom you took an oath at Mount Moriah, the offspring of Isaac, his only son. Well, his only son wasn't Isaac in any sense. It's why what type of jerk is saying his legitimate son with one of his wives is not his son? Who is bound atop the altar? The community of Jacob, your firstborn son, whom because of his love, with whom he adored him, and the joy of which you delighted in him, you named Israel and Yeshurun. And there's more to that story, but Yeshurun, yeah. Lepikak Anchanu Chibim Lahudut Lak Wol Shub Chuk Wol Park Wol Bark Wol Qadash Wol Tut Shabach Wahudyah Lashmuk Ashrinu Mahthub Chulpanu Wamah Mayam Gurolnu Wamah Yapa Yershtanu Ashrinu Shanchanu Mashkinim Wam Aribim Arb Wabqar Wamrim Pamim Bakol Yum. And therefore we are obliged to thank you and to praise you, to glorify you, bless and sanctify and offer praise and thanks to your name. Well, the K at the end is not you, it's tamed, right? You glorify you, bless and sanctify and offer praise and thanks to your name. We are fortunate. How good is our portion, how pleasant our lot, and how beautiful our heritage. We are fortunate, for we come early and stay late, evening and morning, and proclaim twice each day. And that's sort of the ideal of a place of worship, that it's not just, open for one set of services, one host.